Hey guys, how y'all doing today? I hope everybody's doing really well. So I got the little KTM, the little two-stroke here. We're gonna go up in the mountains and find some fun obstacles, and I'm gonna give you guys a few pointers and we're gonna have some fun, so stick around, it should be good. And my bike starts now thanks to firepower, so right on. Awesome day, stick around. So yeah, let's head up the hills, you guys. See if we can find a few fun obstacles. And I'll see if I can give you guys a few pointers. This is not going to be like one of my regular how-tos. It's just going to be you know, I'm just gonna see what I come up on and, you know, kind of give you guys, I guess, how to ride dirt bikes vlog. There you go. We'll see if we can find some fun stuff. And actually, as luck would have it, you guys, this first log I came upon is probably one of my #1 tips. See those things sticking out there? I know you don't even think twice about them, but I always do. That's a dagger. Like if you fell on that, that would just be like a knife. Watch out for those, they're everywhere. One of the reasons I wear the chest protector, so keep your eyes open for those. So yeah, beautiful day. So this mountain's one of the smaller ones, like I've said, in my area. There's some of the bigger mountains are over there, but you can see the snow. So it's probably pretty open now. I haven't checked in a few weeks, but I like to stick to the smaller mountains until stuff starts to open up. But yeah, I just love it up here. It's pretty nice way to spend a afternoon. The best part about the day, you guys, thanks to Firepower parts for this, check it out. Oh my gosh, I don't have to use that stupid kicking thing. Even though I've been using one all my life. Yeah, no thanks. There's a little log. Let's see if we can launch over that. You can see the lip on top that you can almost use for a landing. And I can see there's a bit of a runway. Let's see if we can catch a little air. Keep some momentum up. Watch what I do here. Oh yeah, look at that little, almost like a little tabletop. Maybe I'll set the camera up and show you guys how I go about this. It's really not much to know. Momentum, and I could see that there's a little bit of dirt and a little, what do you call it, stump, and then the little limb. Perfect little ramp, just to land right up on top. Let's do that again. So I was in second gear on my little 300 here. It's pretty low geared, this bike, so it's awesome. So yeah, I'm gonna go over real quick, you guys. I'm gonna break down my morning, like the hours leading up to one of my dirt bike rides. Even on my dual sports and that, it's all pretty much the same. So first thing I do is oil my chain before I go. I try and use the stuff that doesn't fling off, obviously, so it doesn't go up your leg. I always oil the chain by putting the little pointy thing, you know, the spray bottle plastic thing in the chain guide, and do it backwards. That way you oil the inside, and then if it does fling off, it just flings into the other O-rings. Don't oil the outside of the chain. That really doesn't make sense, because as soon as you ride, it just all flings off up your tire and everything else. So yeah, before I ride, I oil my chain. Obviously I check my tire pressures, all 4 of them, because I've got 4 valve stems. These have TUbliss, so there's an inner bladder in there, so you got to check that, as well as the tire pressure. So I check those, I check my levers. European bikes are pretty awesome. They got a hydraulic clutch, but sometimes they can get air in there. So I've actually loaded my bike up before and gone riding and just went to unload it and realized I got a bunch of air in the clutch, and then you got to bleed it and everything. And bleed your brakes and clutch backwards too. Force oil back upwards through there. Don't try and bleed them like a car. Well, it doesn't work for me anyways. So yeah, check your levers, obviously. Check your water level. Check your oil. My crankcase oil. Put gas in it. My air cleaners are always pretty clean. I keep my bikes pretty clean. As you can tell, this is a 2013. I know it looks like a 2019, but that's just the way I keep my stuff. And keeping it nice and clean and in good shape is going to go really far. You know, you can spot something that's wrong if I get an oil leak and stuff like that. That's pretty much the basics, I think. So I finger check. You know, I'll go over my spokes every few rides, not necessarily every single ride. And that's about it. So yeah, I'm gonna say, you guys, I really enjoy little obstacles, or you know, medium-sized little obstacles like this, because a lot of you may or may not know, I used to do freestyle motocross. I did that for almost 10 years, or pretty much 10 years, from the late 90s. So I mean, I used to launch hundreds of feet. You know, we used to do that 100 times a day. Some of our shows were, you know, 4 shows a day. So jumping little things like this, to me, it's nice and safe. You're surrounded by grass if you go down. But like I said, you know, previously, look out for these stakes. Those things can mess you up. But yeah, right on. So yeah, Monster Hills. So for the new subscribers, you guys, I have a how to ride dirt bikes series, and I've got 10 or 11 videos. It's in the playlists. I'll put a card right here to that. But so yeah, this is just a quick couple tips, you guys. Monster Hills, keep your momentum up and don't break traction. See, that's the key there, is not breaking traction. Boy, I started out, I was having a snack down there and my bike wasn't cleaned out. Must have cooled off. But yeah, that's the key to Monster Hills, if they're not too steep, is just momentum and don't break traction if you can. I just love it through here. It's like a canopy. It's so overgrown. All the flowers blooming, the little buttercups. Super green grass. If you're lucky enough to have a Motoz hybrid tire like I do right now, the traction is absolutely, it's off the charts is what it is. Actually, you know what? I think I'm going to try and find a lookout that's over here. I haven't been to it in years. That's where we'll have our lunch. Beautiful up here, my goodness. These grassy fields go on for miles. You can literally go anywhere you want, really. Here's a tip for you guys. Cross them at a little bit of an angle. You see I got my left foot touching? The problem there is that the rear end can sometimes try and pass you. So on these rocky, super steep ones, trying to go down them straight on, like in a straight line down, you usually lose traction. And you know, the bike starts to take off. I don't know, maybe it looks steeper if I look up. You could never walk up that, like you'd have to crawl on your knees almost. But yeah, whoopsies, there's an episode for me to do, how to use your clutch, or figure out what gear you're in actually. So this is for the more beginner, elementary, like novice riders, I guess. This really small suspended log there, so just blip the throttle and just kind of, you know, just kiss the tire on it a little bit. Don't crack the throttle too hard, and just kind of coast over it. That way you don't get hung up. I'll show you what I mean. See, nothing to it. You just use a little momentum and it just kind of carries you over. Prime spot to do your good old pivot turn. Oh, there's a monster log. Oh, let's have some fun on that. Sorry if it's shady back in here, you guys. I know we're behind two massive trees. These big, whatever you call them, these downed logs like this that have been here for probably 100 years. They're almost a little bit rotten, and they're really wide. They're very tall. That's probably 2 or 3 feet tall. Perfect logs to practice getting over, because you can actually kind of crash your belly pan into them without doing any damage to yourself or the bike. And it's a good way to get the idea of how you go over, you know, if you were to go over one that was solid, like not rotten and it was that tall, you need to be on your A game. But these rotten ones, I'll show you what I mean here. It's kind of overgrown back in here, but I hope the picture turns out okay. It is pretty dark. See what I mean here? Watch. Just kind of crash your belly pan. See, it's real easy to get over those, even though they're massive. Great logs to practice on. See, it's all about that clutch control, hey? Like, I'm running my clutch with 1 or 2 fingers, and I'm kind of just using that to dictate how the bike lurches forward. You see these little rock outcroppings, you guys? Those are kind of the same idea as hill climbing. You know, pretty much really everything's got to do with the momentum of the bike. Like, if you were faced with a predicament where you had to go up this little bank because maybe you went off the road or something like that, get your traction, you know, get your momentum down where the traction is before it. So, like, I'll show you what I mean. So say I'm like right about here, like I'm pretty close. You don't really got a lot of room for, you're gonna wanna give her good at the bottom to get momentum, because you don't wanna spin out in that stuff or you're just gonna fall over. See how I really pinned it there? Like I really gave her at the bottom so I could literally coast up it if it's possible. I'll try this steeper one here. See, I go into that pretty hard. You know, I go into that pretty hard and I almost coast all the way up it. But that's, the color, lake's cool, eh? The colors, looks nice today. But yeah, I mean, really key to everything on a dirt bike, you guys, momentum. And you gotta not chicken out, like, you know what I mean? Like, don't push yourself on something that you're not, you know, if it's out of your comfort zone, don't try it. But, you know, you gotta advance a little bit before you're gonna get to the next level. So, yeah, right on. Crazy steep hills like this, if you're a beginner, I'd probably not go for something like that. If you're a novice, maybe. Pros will love it. With crappy runway is the issue though, and it's really, really loose. Carry your speed out of the corner, lots of momentum, probably around second gear. Don't accelerate on the hill, just get her done on the straightaway or the little straightaway and you should be able to almost coast up it. I'll show you what I mean. Do the old Dukes of Hazzard turn around there. Second gear, steady momentum. Catch a little air off the top and do a trick if you want to. That's about it for that, you guys. Really, momentum, momentum, momentum. I'm going to say it over and over and over. So yeah, what a successful day, you guys. I'm gonna give a quick shout out to Firepower Parts. Those guys helped me out with batteries for some of my bikes, and like, look at this. It's been working good all day. So I think the key to those lithium batteries, this probably applies to all brands, is keeping it on the trickle charger, because I see a lot of people having issues with them. And the bike will discharge even when it's sitting in your garage and you're away at work. So just leave it on the trickle charger, keep it maintained, and you should get good life out of those. So, well, at least that's what it says on the internet. We'll see how that goes. So yeah, I'm going to put links to some of the companies that help me out down below, you guys, in the description. You know, like Klim Gear and Motoz Tires and, you know, Wolfman Luggage, Adventure Spec. You know, a whole bunch of these companies are just awesome. And the quality of the stuff, I'm just super lucky to be, you know, helped by some of these amazing companies. So I'm going to put links to some of these, you know, in the description below, and you guys can head over there and check out some of their stuff. But take it from me, I use it every day, and you know, my gloves don't even fail on me, and that was one of my issues before. I was always wearing the fingertips out. You know, I hated that. And I'm hard on gloves, trust me. I like go through, you know, I'm always lifting rocks and logs and moving things around, and yeah, so good on them. Right on, you guys. See you in the next video. Looks like if I fall over to the low side, looks like I'm gonna end up in the lake, doesn't it? You can see those colors pretty good now around there. So yeah, from this beautiful location, you guys, I'm gonna close out the video. I appreciate you guys all watching my stuff. My YouTube channel is finally starting to pick up a little bit, which is really encouraging. You know, the bigger the channel gets, the more time I'm going to be able to spend on it. So that's really awesome. I appreciate everybody watching. Definitely drop some comments and hit the old like button. And just like this subscribe button here, hit the old red button down there and the little bell beside it. That just gives you notifications when I upload new videos. So yeah, and in the drop down arrow, you guys, that's got my social media. You know, Patreon's there if you guys want to help me grow the channel quicker. You know, you can always chip in $1, or you know, it's just buy a guy a coffee or a beer, or, you know, for my efforts. It's always appreciated. And yeah, I appreciate it, everyone. I will see you guys on the next video. Right on.